Sure.
We've had some tacos. We're from Canada, so we get tacos there.
So this is going to be a question for all of you, and the fans. Oh, I'm sorry. You guys can all be part of this panel as well. You can text or tweet in your question, and it'll pop up on the screen right behind them to any of them that you would like to ask. Remember, this is all about Sailor Moon, but if you want to ask about some other stuff as well, you definitely can. All right. So, and there's all the information right there. So this is for all three of you. How does it feel that so many people are rewatching and loving Sailor Moon? All these years later, we'll start right over here with Linda.
It's okay. Are you kidding me? Okay, so when you do a voiceover, when you do a character in a show, after the series is done, it's gone. And a little tiny part of you kind of dies, and you're like, but you look like that character. Why would you take that away? What do you mean there's no more? So getting to come to these Comic-Cons and stuff and meet all the fans is so amazing, and the fact that the love just keeps going means that we got the next generation.
Well, I watched the show as a kid. These lovely ladies were the guardians that inspired me, and I loved this show. And so when we got the opportunity to work on it again, I let the auditions sit in the inbox for right until the deadline, because if I didn't touch it, the dream was still alive. And then I was like, no, now you got to audition or the dream will pass you by. So when I got cast, I was blown away, and then we got to announce the cast. Some of the original members were there, and it was such a special moment. It's still probably one of my favorite moments since becoming a part of Sailor Moon. It was the welcome that the cast gave us, and it feels like such an amazing sisterhood. But it's been so great to get to see you guys and to get to see young fans and fans that watched it and grew up watching it. People that have said, my sister was watching it and I thought like, well, they seem cool, so I'll watch it. Now I'm a huge fan. Like, I love it. It's such a joy.
Yeah, and also the fan base, just like, yeah, see, when I go third, everyone said everything I was going to say. Whatever. No, but because the fan base is such a strong fan base, and it's a culture. Sailor Moon is something special. Every show, we've worked for 30 years, well, I don't know, you weren't even born then, but whatever. but it's still, like, all the shows, just like Linda said, we don't know what happens, but with Sailor Moon, we know exactly what happens, because it's a special show. Everybody had an experience with Sailor Moon, and they related to it. It saved their life, and yeah, that's what we hear. We hear that.
So someone from the audience actually says Sailor Moon was my favorite anime. I love y'all. Thank you so much for being here. So there's that one. Whoever said that one.
Thank you.
Oh, she's right over there.
Yeah, hi.
But you actually originated Sailor Mars in the English dub, and there was a ton of uncertainty at that time with, when it first launched. Was it going to be successful? Was it not? When you were actually filming it, I know you said special, but while you were actually not filming, recording, when you were recording, did you know, like when you were reading it, oh, this is something special, this is something different?
No, I didn't. I didn't know anything. It was really crazy. It was an insane experience for us because, first of all, anime is different than just a cartoon, an original animation that you can work on any Max and Ruby. You do the character and then they draw it afterwards. Anime is totally different. It's like throwing someone into karaoke and you're just hoping for the best. It was crazy, and we did not know until we started seeing merchandise. And then we were like, oh, it's a thing. That backpack, yeah, I'm in that one.
So, Linda, you were next to join after that. You had some big shoes to fill. Now, how was it that you heard that you got the role and you were joined? And how did you make the role your own?
Well, I found out that when I found out I got the role, I was like, what? And I had auditioned for a bunch of different parts, right? So I was like, oh, no way. My big agent said, oh, you got Sailor Moon. I was like, no way. What part? She went, Sailor Moon. I was like, really? Okay, thank you very much. And so then I go over, my husband's downstairs with his buddy Tony, and I'm like, hey, I just got Sailor Moon. My husband goes, oh no way, what part? Sailor Moon. His buddy goes, oh no way. You better be good because my kids watch. That's when the penny dropped. And it was terrifying because they were huge shoes to fill, and I somehow had to try and figure out how to make it my own, which took me a while. It took me episodes and episodes because they kept wanting me to scream. They wanted me higher and higher and higher, so her voice just kept going, and it was just like my eyes. Every single time I would do it, I would come home with a headache because my eyes were always crossed. Every single time I would do it, I'd be like, why did my head hurt so much? But anyways, yeah, it took a little while, and you had to really hunker down and figure out the role and what you wanted from it, and that's what I ended up doing. Like just sort of going, okay, let's figure out who this character is going to be for me. It's not Terry anymore, it's me. And that was a really big moment for me, being able to sort of let her go and go, that was your time, this is my time. You had twins, loser.
Cherami, Sailor Venus is known as the leader of the group sometimes. It can be a bit bossy. Was it fun to play that type of role?
Yeah, I have no experience being bossy. Don't ask my brother. I loved getting to work on the show. When I watched the show, I actually connected most with Chibi Moon or Chibi Yusa because I'm super short. And I was like, oh, who's the littlest one? That's me. And then when I started work on the show, it was a very similar experience. Like, wait, I get to be in Sailor Moon, and I said, maybe I'll get to be a girl. And they were like, no, you're the girl with the hair bow. And I was like, wait, what? And it was the same situation of absolute joy. I found out that I got cast on the way to the rehearsal dinner for my wedding, and couldn't tell anybody that I was going to be the guardian of love at my own wedding. It seems really unfair. Yeah, I was thrilled and then terrified, and I walked in and I was like, how am I gonna do this? And they said, no, the creator heard from your audition, heard your voice, and said, that's Sailor Venus. And I said, okay, well, if I got her stamp of approval, I guess I can do it. And then you just gotta kind of step into it and like Linda said, say, what do these other actors that have played this role, what do they inspire in me, and what does that feeling bring out in me, and then I have to channel that feeling in whatever that sounds like. So I really had to find the confidence and the ownership to be the leader and be bossy, and also mispronounce quotes all the time.
So I actually have some fun questions that some people just asked. Number one is, who is your favorite Sailor Moon character that's not your own?
That's impossible, there is none.
That's a good answer. I like Jupiter because I play a lot of sports. I'm pretty sporty. I don't bake, but I like eating baked goods. I think, but I am Mars. Like, I actually am brave. That's who I am inherently. I'm just saying, if I had to be
So I love the cats. I have 2 little cats at home. I can't pick between any of the cats, although if Artemis was present, I would say Artemis for obvious reasons, but Artemis and Diana, those are my faves.
I'm going to be truthful and I'm going to say Mars. I know, she's right here and she's listening. Yeah, I did like Mars.
So this one's a good one. Another fun question. Who was better, Moonlight Night or Tuxedo Mask in your opinion?
Oh, man.
Moonlight Night was pretty fancy.
Very, very.
Not
Well, they're both really fancy.
Not that the plates weren't fancy enough.
It's always the pleats. Yeah,
I like Chad.
Oh, Chad.
So someone did ask, Sailor Moon has a huge fan following, including each of you. So what are some of your favorite episodes?
I liked when Sailor Moon was drunk on juice.
That's such a good episode.
I love that. I love playing drunk on Little Beach.
You're still with her, so I can say yes, she does.
I love all of the episodes where Venus wants to, or Minako wants to take care of everybody and like nurse Usagi back to health. That was a really fun one because she's not great at it, but her heart's in the right place. I also love the double date episode and getting to run back and forth and run out of breath. And I remember more said, can we do all that in one take? And they said, you really don't have to. And I was like, can I try? And they said, okay, fine, it's your lungs. And I almost passed out, but it was so much fun to do, so that's one of my faves.
I liked when Ray wasn't serious. So there were two things. I liked when Chad was around because it was funny, and it just took her slightly out of her character. Or whenever we would fight, they were best friends. Serena and Ray, when they would fight, were so ridiculous. It just took a little bit of the seriousness out, and it gave her a little bit more of a human feel, and it was fun. And the fights were silly and ridiculous. Yeah.
Someone actually asked, do you actually remember any lines off of the top of your head?
I will punish you in the name of the moon.
Yeah.
More like, I shall punish you in the name of the moon.
Serena, you're such a meatball head.
I mean, I will always remember the first time I got to say this line, and I was like, I need to take a moment and remember this. I remember my very first line, and I remember my very last line that I recorded. But the very first one was, Venus color makeup! The first time I got to say that was hard. Because I watched it as a kid, so when I got to say it, I was like, can we do that like 10 times to make sure it's perfect? Like, it was fun. It's great.
Someone actually asked, Classy Sax J, oh, it disappeared. They'll bring it back right now. They will, and let me ask you another one. You've all been to a few Comic-Cons. What has been the coolest Sailor Moon thing a fan has actually brought you that you can remember?
Is that to sign me? The coolest thing we've ever had?
Anything, whether it was a gift or to sign.
Oh, we've had weird things. We've had weird things. I would say though, one of the things that I had to sign was sanitary products.
Oh, yes!
That had Sailor Moon on the side. They were not used or anything like this. Let's not get gross.
I love that in the audience. People are like, oh, God.
So I got a pack of those because Christina B, who also voices Sailor Mars, went to Japan and she brought us a pack of those. So I know exactly what you're talking about. I'm like, what? I mean, this is insane. It wasn't anything anybody brought me to sign necessarily, but it was at a convention before I had got cast as Sailor Moon. I hadn't even auditioned. I got cast in the show, and somebody came up to me with their daughter and said, I loved Sailor Moon growing up, and we heard that you love Sailor Venus, and this is my daughter's first convention. This is the first show that I'm having her watch with me. Would you sign Sailor Venus because you both love Sailor Venus? And I said, I mean, I don't voice Sailor Venus. She was like, well, we think that you should. So we like, she was like, it was the very first Sailor Venus autograph I signed, like a year before I got to audition. So so I got to see somebody who grew up on the show, and then somebody who was just watching it for the first time, and we all got to bond over Sailor Venus, and then I got to play her later on.
They willed that to happen.
Look, the power of the Sailor Moon fans. That is crazy. That will always be like one of my all-time favorites.
I love when we have so many fans that get Sailor Moon tattoos. And we were in Florida, I think, and this girl came up and her entire arm was Sailor Mars, and it was so good. And I think
She sued this tattoo artist?
no, she didn't, Linda. But so I think it's the tattoos because this is permanent. You're walking around, you are representing Mars. Or Moon, or what Venus, whatever it's
Linda, so Sailor Moon goes through probably the widest range of emotions. Is it difficult having to go from crying to fast to excited so often and so quick?
Are you kidding? I'm going through menopause. I'm doing that right now. Yeah. It's fun. It's like a roller coaster. You're just jumping back and forth and you're going up and down, and it is the most fun on the planet to do. That's all there is to it.
Share